Okay, I hit record. So welcome everybody to the angel readings for tonight. I am Delight Voss. A lot of you guys know me already, so I'll just keep my introduction pretty brief so we can get into connecting with the angels and seeing what they have to say to us today. I have right now about 25 people viewing live. Plus, last time I checked, I had about 34 people had submitted questions ahead of time that were interested in getting an answer. So I'll be kind of going back and forth between our live viewers and people who pre-submitted questions to just check in with the angels and see, I just follow their guidance to choose whose questions I'm going to answer directly at each time. And like I mentioned before, we're doing this through Zoom, and this is new for me. So bear with me while we all get it figured out. If you have any questions, go to the chat box and type in questions about how to use Zoom. There's also a Q&A section underneath where you can type in your questions that you would want a reading about. So hopefully that makes sense. Rhonda says, how are you? I am doing great. I am super excited to be here. So I'm really happy that it's working well so far, although the technology seems to be cooperating. Yay! That is always good news. All right, so let's kind of set an intention to get started. So if you are here and you're watching this live, then there is definitely something for you to get out of this session. And as I mentioned, I have, what's 25 plus 35? 60? At least 60 people potentially with questions, and I can't answer all of them right now. So I want you to set an intention for watching this, whether you're watching the replay later on or you're watching it live. Set an intention and think about what's going on in your life. What could you use some guidance around? Because if you set an intention, I'm either going to answer your question directly and pinpoint you as a person to talk to about your question during this live session, or you're going to get an answer by listening to me talking with someone else. Okay? So I want you to set that intention and just let your angels know and let yourself know what your intention is for this session, okay? So once you have your intention set, let's just take a minute. I'm thinking about my intention. So once you have your intention set, you can go ahead and type in the chat box and just type set. So I'll know that we're ready to go to the next phase. Everyone has their intention set. They're thinking about what it is that they'll be able to learn from this reading tonight. Okay, I'm seeing lots of set. Oh, Julie, I see you. Julie just did the emoji like this. I didn't know you could do that in this chat, so that is great to know. Okay, so many intentions are set. Okay, so next up, I just want to briefly go over how to phrase a question. Oh, Mal says, should I send it to everyone or all panelists? Everyone. I don't think it really matters at this point, but I think if you send it to all panelists, I might be the only one to see it. I'm not sure. So that's something to explore. But I know if you send it to everyone, then everyone can see it. And that's probably better so that everyone can see each other's chats right now. All right, so okay, quick point about how to ask a question. So I want you guys, when you're asking me questions and asking the angels questions, I want you to stay away from the will I questions, because will I is a couple of things. It's really disempowering for you. Like, for example, will I meet my soulmate this year? Like, it's acting like you have absolutely nothing to do with that happening or not. It's like is written in the stars somewhere. Like somebody has it on a to-do list that it's already preordained. It's like, that's not how it is. So a much better question would be, what's the next step what's an action I can take to get closer to meeting my soulmate this year? Like, that is a way better question. The angels can give you a lot more useful information when you phrase it that way. And another thing I want you to avoid when you're asking questions tonight is the word should, because there's not really a should. Like, the angels aren't up there with this divine checklist of all the things you should do in your lifetime here on earth. That's not how it works either. It's more, so some ways, instead of saying should, it's great to say, is it in my best interest to? Or Is it in my greatest good to do this? Or what are my best options for things like that? So using like greatest good and best are a lot better ways to phrase it than should. Should is just kind of a low vibe word in this situation. You know, should has its place. It's a word for a reason, but it's not really applicable to this situation. So those are just a couple tips on how to best phrase your question. And if you don't phrase your question perfectly, no problem. I'll talk to you a little bit about it, and you'll get the chance to you know, rephrase it a little bit so we can really find out what you're asking. Okay, so next up, we are going to, let's just center a little bit. I think a lot of us did that when we set our intention, but let's just take a few breaths here and center. Everyone feel into your heart center. Okay, so after centering, the next step I like to do when I do readings is to do an invocation, which is to call on my angels and guides. So I'm going to do that now. So I want to call on my angels and guides and all the angels and guides of everyone who's here in this room and everybody who watches the replay, everybody who's seeing this, and especially Archangel Michael, Raphael, Shamuel, Jophiel, Ariel, Azrael, Metatron, and any other angel or guide who can assist, and Gabriel. We ask that all the information that comes forward is for everyone's greatest good and the greatest good of everybody involved, for me, for our live viewers, for our replay viewers, for everybody that any of decisions made from this will affect. Okay. All right, so let's get started. I've got some life purpose cards here. I have a feeling some people have questions about their life purpose. I have some angel therapy cards, and I have my tarot cards, which are the Voyager tarot cards. And so those were the ones I was guided to grab for this, so we'll see. Sometimes I don't draw cards. Sometimes the angels just pop in too. So we'll see what happens. All right, so if you have a question for the angels, right below me, you'll see the Q&A button, and you can click on it to ask your question. Mary Ellen says, I used those life purpose cards last night. That's awesome. Good, yeah. Okay, so I'm asking the angels to help me choose the person to ask, or the person to read first. Okay, I see Leah's question. All right, Leah says, what are the best ways that I can help clear blocks between me and my beloved? I like how you phrase that question, and I think that's going to be a question. I think that the angels a lot of times will guide me towards a question that's pretty universal, and I think yours is, Leah. So guys, again, I'm reading for Leah, but if you have a question about romance or relationships, definitely listen up, remember your intention, and allow your angels to, you know, send some little nuggets and some little tidbits your way. So, all right. All right, so Leah, I see your question in the Q&A, and I think if you would like to add anything or give me any feedback to what I'm telling you, go ahead and put that in the chat. So just your question in the Q&A, any other questions or comments as we go through here, you can put in the chat. Okay. All right, so she's asking about blocks. Okay, I see Leah in the chat. Perfect. All right, so the question about blocks, I'm feeling guided towards my angel therapy cards. So these cards have a really strong energy of Archangel Raphael, who is really good about clearing energy and clearing blocks. So let's see what Leah needs to know about clearing blocks in her romantic relationship. Okay. All right, so first card that pops up, it says Earth Angel on it. And it says, you're a light worker who has come to Earth to teach about love. Okay, so Leah, hopefully this makes sense to you. An Earth Angel is a word, I think it's very similar to being an empath. A lot of us here are in my Facebook group called Empaths Oasis. And to me, Earth Angels and empaths are very, very similar in their life purpose and their gifts and abilities. And so for Leah, and I think for other people too, you are here on Earth to teach about love. And that means that in order to teach about love, you have to have some experiences with love. Sometimes that might be kind of uncomfortable. So Leah, you are right where you're supposed to be. You're feeling like blocked with you and your love. How did you phrase it? Your beloved, your love interest, your love partner. You're feeling kind of blocked, and that's okay. So we'll talk in a minute here about how you might be able to get through those blocks or dissolve some of those blocks, but like know that this is part of your journey, and this is like you were meant to do this, because as an Earth Angel / empath, you wouldn't be able to learn and teach about love. You wouldn't be able to teach about love if you didn't understand it and experience it and experience some of the hard challenges of love. So hopefully that helps. You have not made a mistake to get to this place. You are with the right person right now, and this was all meant to happen for you. Okay, so a couple things that come up without cards. Molly says that resonates. That's awesome. Why is somebody showing up as Delight Boss? That's me. I didn't type that in though. Oh, Sandra. That's strange. Sandra, how did you get my name in the chat? Oh, Leah says she was called an Earth Angel just today. That's hilarious. Well, you know, synchronicities. When you hear something more than once, that means it's definitely true. It's something that your angels and guides want you to know about. Okay, so, all right, so what's coming up for you is 2 archangels to call on. One is Raphael. He's the one in this picture right here. Like I mentioned earlier, that was already kind of coming through before I drew the card. Raphael is really good about clearing energy and clearing emotions too. So I think there might be things coming up on both sides, Leah, for you and your partner, that are like trapped emotions from the past that are kind of you're using to project things on each other, and you're getting in each other's way, and it's getting in the way of your love connection. So the way to start clearing some of that and releasing some of that, so you can actually like be in the present moment and like look that person in the face and have a true heart-to-heart communication instead of being triggered all the time by everything that's happened in the past. I mean, one of the ways you can start to do that is to start working with Archangel Raphael and asking him to clear away any unneeded emotions, any emotional baggage that's not serving you anymore. Okay, Leah says you're not together. She says they're not together right now because of personal issues. Okay, so this is a good time to do work too. It's still a good time to do work on yourself and potentially on the other person. Sorry, you're not working on the other person. You're working on yourself. You're working on the relationship. So let me try something real quick here. Where is that? Okay, let me try something real quick. Hold on. All right, can you guys see this? All right, so here is Leah. This is my stick figure, guys. Sorry. Here's Leah. And here's her energy circle. Okay, and here's her partner. And this is her partner. Little stick figure. And this is her partner's energy circle. And this spot right here where they overlap. Let's see. This spot right here where they overlap is where Archangel Raphael can work. So let me know in the chat if you can see that. This is my first time to do this, like I said. So let me know in the chat if you can see what I just drew. Let's see here. Okay, people can see. Great, yay, I'm glad it worked. Fantastic, thank you for letting me know. Okay, so let me hold this up here for one more second. So it's important that you are asking Archangel Raphael to work on yourself. He can work on any area of your energy body and just like fill you up with green light. And he can work on the little sliver of energy that overlaps with your partners and fill that up with green light. But he will not, definitely will not work on your partner's energy. It's not okay to ask him to work on your partner's energy. He can only work on the energy that overlaps between you that has specifically to do with your relationship. Okay, so that was fun. That was my first time trying out the little whiteboard. So that is a really good visualization for, again, this really applies to a lot of people who have questions about relationships. It could be family relationships or romance. Asking Archangel Raphael to work his healing green light on, picturing yourself in your energy bubble, picturing the other person in their energy bubble, picturing them walking close enough so that your energy bubbles overlap each other, and then Archangel Raphael working the healing in between there. In between where the two people overlap. It's really, really healing for you and for the relationship, and it doesn't like impose on the other person's energy. So I think that's a great place for you to start, Leah, in your situation. And I think a lot of other people keep that in mind for your relationships too. Whoops, sorry guys. Is it okay is it okay to send him healing energy from me? Only to, Leah, only to the place where your energies overlap, like in the picture I just drew. Like, don't send it to him. You can say, like, to Archangel Raphael, you can say, Archangel Raphael, please send your healing energy to my partner as much as he'll allow. And that's all you can do. Like, you don't want to sit there and visualize the green light, like, flooding down around him, because he has free will and he really needs to ask for that if he wants that. You can only picture it as much as your energy overlaps with his. That's where you can send it to. So hopefully that helps. I think that will help both of you guys with the blocks, and definitely you, Leah, personally, which is, what you really need and can control right now. So let me go to a pre-submitted question quickly here. This one will be a little bit shorter to answer because the person who asked it won't be on here live. And let's see here. I'm refreshing my list just to make sure nobody submitted one since I last checked. All right, so let me see here. All right, so Michelle from Wales. I like Michelle from Wales's question. She said, what do I need to do to improve my luck and finances? Okay, I like this question because she is taking responsibility for herself. And I think this one, again, the angels are guiding me to answer this question because I think that a lot of us can always use improved finances. So I think that this can apply to a lot of people who are watching. So Michelle from Wales wants to know what she can do to improve her luck and finances. Somebody's commenting, I can't see what questions are being asked on the Q&A. Can you guys not see the Q&A? Can I only see the Q&A? I'm not totally, like I said, I'm not totally sure how this works. You can see it, Barbie and Malls. Okay. You can see 2 questions. Okay. All right, so let me focus on Michelle here. So Michelle asking about increasing luck and increasing finances, improving finances. So again, we're gonna do angel therapy, 2 cards. Interesting. All right, so something that comes up is workshops and seminars. And it says attending and giving speeches is part of your spiritual path and purpose. Be open to teaching and learning. So learning more about money. And if you don't have a lot of money, you don't have to spend a lot. You don't have to spend a lot on a workshop or a seminar. to get started. I'm definitely getting that this can include books too, like reading books about money from the library for free. So you can get started with that. Let's see, one really good one, I'm gonna throw out there to you guys. One is Get Rich, Lucky Bitch by Denise Duffield Thomas. Love her. She's very good about manifesting and the energy and all of that behind money. Number 2 is Money, A Love Story by Kate Northrup. Those are both excellent books I really suggest about money, and you should be able to get, definitely the one by Kate Northrup you should get at the library. The other one you might have to get from Kindle, from Amazon, but both of them are going to be like under 10 bucks to get a hold of, and they're both really, really good. But if anybody here is considering an actual workshop or seminar, like something more big and formal, or a course too about money, that is being suggested for you, because learning is power when it comes to money. And the other thing that's really kind of interesting and fun is fairies came up. It says you have a strong bond with the fairies and your life purpose involves helping Mother Nature. So this might be specifically for Michelle. She has a strong bond with the fairies. And I think what applies to everybody though here is that getting out in nature and being in touch with nature is actually going to help your luck. I think by luck, Michelle probably means like manifesting. So being in touch with nature is going to help your manifesting and your ability to bring in the things that you want and the money and the security that you want. Oh, and I'm getting with manifesting money, it's really good to be clear on what you're actually manifesting, because you actually don't want money so much as maybe you want peace of mind, or you want security, or you want a nicer place to live, or you want new clothes because you want to feel good. You know, like money is kind of like a secondary, it's like a step 1 to get a step 2. So think about what you want that end result to be when you're manifesting too, because that's going to help bring it to you. It's like it's a stronger intention than to just say, I want money. So think about what you want the money for too. And then fairies are working with fairies is very similar to working with angels. So you can just say, you know, call on them. You can think, say, or write, like, fairies help me, guide me, show me how to manifest more money in my life, and go walking in the woods or outside in the park or wherever you can go, and kind of just think about the fairies, welcome them, allow them to interact with you, and just kind of see what happens with the fairies. So that's pretty fun. Not all of us have strong connections with the fairies. I haven't explored that a lot personally, so that's about all I can tell you about it. Okay, here's another suggestion for a book to read, Doreen Virtue, Angels of Abundance. Very cool. Rhonda, I have not answered your question yet. She just asked if I answered her question. All right, let me go back to some live questions. Hold on. Let me take a sip of tea real quick. Okay, let me get back to some live questions here. Okay. I like Elsie's question here. I'm being drawn to Elsie's question. It says, I'm being nudged by my angels to write books, and lots of different topics spring to mind. What topics or genres would be in the greatest good for all? Thank you. Okay, so Elsie, that's right, yeah. If you have any feedback or anything to add, go ahead and type that into the chat. But what I'm getting first is that you don't have to choose exactly, like you have to choose which book to start with, but you don't have to choose one and only one. Like, you have time to write multiple books. If you have multiple ideas, that's okay. Write them all down and then just pick one to start. Pick whichever one. I'm assuming you haven't written a book yet. You haven't written a book before. So for your very first book, pick the easiest topic. Pick the one you know the most about. Pick the one that you already have material about. For example, if you've done a blog and you could use some blog posts as chapters of the book, or if you have a short guide or short ebook or something like that, take that and expand it. So make your first venture into writing a book as easy as possible on yourself and pick something that's really going to flow out of you quickly and easily, and then work on it like 30 minutes a day until it's done. So Elsie says she has a few things half written and nothing finished. Okay, so just pick one. Pick the one that feels the best to you, that you're most excited about, and stick to it. Like it almost doesn't matter which one you pick, because I think you have lots of great ideas. So just pick one, but then do not let yourself, talk yourself out of it and switch. Like pick one and finish it and see what happens. And then you can finish the other ones later. So I think that's just, okay. And then as far as angels to help you with this, Archangel Uriel is the angel of wisdom. So he is the perfect angel to call on to help you in deciding which book to start on first. So you can just say, think, or write, Archangel Uriel, I need some guidance. Please help me to decide which book I should write first, and then see what comes up. That's actually really good to ask that before you go to sleep at night, and then absolutely stop thinking about it. And then when you wake up in the morning, ask again and see which one you feel drawn towards. And that will be your answer. Mary Ellen says self-doubt might be why she hasn't finished a book. Yeah, that might be part of it. That might and that's totally normal for creative people. I do that when I'm trying to write things and create things. I think so many of us do that kind of thing. So you're not alone at all. And this might be part of your process, Elsie, that you maybe doubt yourself, or you're not sure what to do. That's okay. That's totally normal. You're working through it. Just don't let it stop you, because I do think that you have important things to offer. And I know this isn't as straightforward as you maybe were hoping an answer, because I think it's important for you to make that choice and for you to choose which book it's going to be. And to practice asking Uriel to help you is going to be really good, because then you can ask him to help you with any decisions that come up. And that goes for anybody else who's listening who has an important decision to make. Calling on Archangel Uriel, the angel of wisdom, is really, really helpful. Mary Ellen says she's written 6 children books. Wow. Yeah. So she says she's written 6 books and she still doubts herself. So I think that, like I said, I think that's part of the creative process. Even people who are professional and really, really good have moments where they doubt themselves, but then they keep on going anyway. Like Mary Ellen wouldn't have written 6 books if she gave up and she, just stopped. Oh, Elsie says that she wants to write kids' books too. That's awesome. Well, you guys should connect. That's why I like this. That's why I like having the chat, so that people can get to know each other. So Elsie and Mary Ellen, you guys will have to talk later. All right, so let's skip over here to some other pre-submitted questions. Okay, so some of these pre-submitted questions, guys, I'm just going to mention. I see some really vague questions here that I can't really answer. Just some questions like, what's the immediate future of my personal life? That's really, really vague. I could draw a card for it, but just FYI, when you ask a question on your own, if you're doing cards or something like that, it's good to be a little bit more specific. So this person, you could ask, what about your, are you really wanting to know about your love life, your friendships, your work? A little bit more specific would help get a more specific answer. Okay, so Chantel, sorry, I don't know how to pronounce it, from Seattle, wrote in and said, is it in my best interest to move forth from my marriage, or will there be truth in the promises I'm being told? Okay, so she's got to make a decision. So this is a really good card spread, guys. I know some of you here like to do cards as well. So this is a card spread that you can try when you need to make decisions. So Chantel is trying to decide if she should stay in her marriage or if she should move on, which is a big decision, right? So we're just going to ask the angels what is in her greatest good to consider about this right now. So What does she need to know about moving on? And what does she need to know about staying? Okay, so this is for Chantel. Moving on from your marriage. This might look backwards to you. I'm not sure. It looks backwards to me. But the card is Two of Wands, which is the suit of spirituality, and it says purity at the top. So this is a positive light card. There's a blooming flower on it. There's actually footsteps, like walking away, which is really interesting considering that's what you're basically considering doing, it sounds like, is walking away. So this feels supported for you. It feels like you're being watched over and everything's going to be okay, no matter what you decide, either way. Also, Archangel Uriel is a really good one to call on for this, making a decision. Angel of Wisdom. He's a great one to call on. Also, there's a snake in this card, and snakes are actually a really positive sign of feminine energy and feminine power and feminine beauty. So that's also encouraging to you that you have that within you. Peggy's asking what deck it is. This is called the Voyager Tarot deck. This was the first deck of tarot cards I ever learned, and it kind of found me. So, all right. So I like this card for you. For the second option, you said, the way you asked the question was something about, like, can you believe the promises that your partner is making to you? And it says Sage of Crystals here, and crystals is the suit that has to do with your mind, and it says knower at the top. So I feel like you already know the answer to that. You already know whether or not you can trust him. And I'm guessing just because this card looks so light and positive that you like trusting is probably a struggle, but you're gonna make the right decision for you. I'm feeling not so great about that, about you being able to trust that. I don't know if there's promises being made to you. He's saying he's going to change, or what the situation is. You think the first one is scary looking? I don't feel like this one is scary looking, but that's just me. That's just the vibe I get. That's how I read the cards. I also see this window as kind of like an escape, like getting out of something. So this like goes along with what she's asking about moving forward from her marriage. So that one has a little bit lighter feeling. It has a feeling of being supported, but this one too, it's definitely up to you to make the decision. Call in Archangel Uriel, and I get the feeling that deep down what to do, and hopefully this helps you feel validated about that. Okay, whoops, I'm putting cards in the wrong piles. Yeah, Lindy, it is a super neat deck. There's like so many pictures. I actually like it I do recommend it for beginners with tarot cards, because there are so many pictures that there's like something in there is going to catch your attention, is going to make a connection with the thing that that your sitter asked. Shauna says, this seems like a familiar answer to this type of question. Always follow your intuition. Totally, Shauna, but it's sometimes we just need that external validation. We need someone else to say it before we can really feel confident and we can really believe it. So that's very true. This is meant to be an hour long. Yeah, so we have about 25 minutes left, so I've got time for a couple more questions. And then I want to tell you guys about something new that I am just creating and offering. Okay, so in the chat, before we do the next question, can you let me know if you're enjoying this? Let me know if you're getting something out of this, even if I haven't read, so just a yes or a no. Even if I haven't done a reading for you yet, do you feel like you're getting some answers to your intentions? Are you getting value and benefit from this? Is this what you hoped for when you showed up? Yay. Okay, great. I'm so happy to hear that, because that is what I intended. I really felt like, we would all learn from each other's questions here, like I said. So, oh, thank you, Mary Ellen. Mal said she especially learned the love one. Oh, good. Laura said you answered 2 of the questions I had for. That's awesome, Laura. I'm so glad to hear that. Cool. Great. I'm so happy to hear that. Well, it says Malls. It says Malls in your name. So that's what I just called you. I already answered the question you were thinking of asking. I love this, you guys. The angels are the best, I'm telling you. All right, so angels, who else should we talk about today? What other specific questions should we talk about? Okay, Marie. Marie's asking life purpose, not sure what mine is. Okay, that's not a really specific question, but I think I know what you're asking. Marie, are you still here? I haven't seen a chat from Marie in a second. Just want to make sure she's here before I take her question. Okay, Sharon and Marie said she's here. She did? Oh, there she is. Okay. So Sharon and Flower, I'm just looking at the Q&A section. So you don't need to type into the chat asking for me to do the reading for you. I'm already looking at the questions that have been posted, and I'm just asking the angels whose question to take on. Okay, so Marie's here. So let's talk about Marie's life purpose. And I think, again, this is going to apply to more than just Marie. And I haven't used my life purpose cards yet, so this is perfect. Yeah, no worries, Sharon. I try to keep a structure and an order to these things so that we don't get super overwhelmed. But I'm really liking this Zoom program. I feel like it's helping me to keep track of everybody's questions and comments and like not get super distracted. So that's really helpful. All right, so Marie, what does Marie need to know about her life purpose? Okay, all right, so let's back up before I pull just a card and be like, this is your life purpose. Let's talk a little bit about the bigger picture here of life purpose. You don't have just one life purpose forever and ever and ever. You can definitely have more than one, and it can kind of shift. It's kind of like the focus can shift throughout your life. So maybe it's one life purpose, but the way that you're expressing that life purpose can change. So for example, I think teaching is a big part of my life purpose. And I have expressed that by teaching English. I've expressed that by teaching people how to crochet. I've expressed that by teaching people Spanish. And now I'm expressing that by teaching people about energy and about angels, you know? So it can totally shift. And it's not that I wasn't living my life purpose before. I was just kind of on a path to get to this point, if that makes sense. So take the pressure off. Everybody who's wondering about their life purpose, take the pressure off it being this one thing or this one job or this like one relationship or your kids or something like that. It's overarching in your whole life, and it's even in your past lives too. And it's really so intense that you can't mess it up. You can't not do it. You can just fulfill it in a more fun and easy way, or you can fulfill it in a less fulfilling way. I want to say a way that makes you less happy and less enjoyable. So really, what's the most enjoyable way to fulfill your life's purpose is a good question to ask. Oh, cool. Elsie says it makes sense. She says it's a relief to hear it can be more than one thing. Oh, I feel that. As I'm saying that, I got a chill. So yes, I'll repeat that just in case anybody else needs to hear it. Your life purpose can be more than one thing. Definitely is, and it is not a job. Life purpose usually connects in with career, but it is not a job. If I stopped doing this work, I could still fulfill my life purpose somehow, some other way. I think this to me feels the best right now for fulfilling my life purpose, but you know, if I couldn't do this job for some reason, or, you know, it just didn't work out for me, there could be another way. Okay, so Marie says she's unemployed. Okay, so let's see what the angels want to tell you right now. This is interesting. Tell me if this makes sense for you, Marie. It says music, and it says your connection to music is healing for yourself and others. So what I'm getting here is not necessarily that you're going to do a career in music and like be a professional musician or something like that, but that you can get a lot of healing from music yourself. And like listening to music is going to help you to get clarity and to relax and to not stress about this. Like, I know it's a stressful situation to be unemployed, to not know what you're, to feel like you're supposed to do something or you should do something and you don't know what it is. It's very, very stressful. So let me know if you like to play music specifically, or this could have to do with listening to music. So for everybody else too, whichever one kind of appeals to you more. I'm kind of hearing this on Spotify. If anybody uses Spotify, I found this Magical Healing Mantras album and I listen to it pretty often. And so that's really good healing music. There's also a lot of Reiki music. You can find stuff like that on iTunes and YouTube and all the different places for music. Spotify is just the one that I happen to use a lot. Or it could just be, it doesn't even have to be like specifically healing music. It can just be any music. It could be Rage Against the Machine if you're really pissed and you need to get some aggression out. So listening to music is, and I feel like also going to, okay, Marie says she likes to sing along. Yes. Oh, Marie, that was an important tidbit because singing is really, really supportive of your throat chakra. And I think that's important for you right now, is to support your throat chakra. So sing as much as possible, because for you, like as far as finding a new job, things like that, really knowing what you want and moving forward to something that's going to make you happy, it's good to have a strong throat chakra to be able to do well in a job interview, to be able to communicate well, things like that. So singing to music is definitely supportive of your throat chakra. And also just like hearing music, and especially, you know, find the music that matches your mood, like Rage Against the Machine if you're pissed and need to get some aggression out, or romantic music, or Reiki music, or healing music, or meditation music, all that kind of stuff. Just like, you have permission to listen to music as much as possible, sing as much as possible. And that might sound weird as far as your life purpose is concerned, but I think the impression I get is that you're kind of trying to force it right now. You're trying to force solutions to this question of like what you should do next. And really what's going to help you a lot is to take your mind off of it by listening to music and singing. And also asking, like I said before, ask Archangel Uriel, because he's also really good with life purpose and he's the angel of wisdom. So ask Archangel Uriel before you go to sleep, Uriel, what do I need to know about my life purpose and about my future career? Like, please help me to know the next step. Then wake up in the morning, do your thing, listen to your music, and then check in. Because I think you're overthinking it. I think that you're trying to find the solution in your mind, and your mind is definitely a tool. Our minds are great, but they're limited. And so sometimes you need to pull back from the thinking and the spinning and just have fun. Yeah, somebody said girls just want to have fun. That's perfect. Yes, singing and dancing are really, really healthy for your intuition, for your body. And so I think taking a little bit of pressure off, even though I'm sure it feels like an urgent, really important situation, taking some pressure off and having some fun is going to help you to feel into what to do next. Okay. All right, guys, so I am going to do a couple more questions, but first I have actually a couple of questions for you. So this is a new feature. Like I said, this is my first time doing this, so hopefully this works. Let's see, I'm gonna launch this. I have a question for you. In progress. Okay, so the question I asked is, are you an empath? So you can choose yes, no, or not sure. It looks like it's working because I see people saying yes. Okay, I'm seeing people answering all three. You can just click on the button. I'm actually not totally sure what it looks like on your guys' end, but I think there's somewhere you can click to say yes, no, or not sure. Okay, 76% are saying yes, 10% say no, and 14% say not sure. So for those of you who say not sure, you probably are. If you're here with me empaths tend to attract each other. So I'm just gonna guess for you that you might be, but you might have a better idea here in a minute. So for the 75% of you, I'm gonna end this poll. I think it looks like everyone's voted. Second question, for those of you who said yes to that, how comfortable are you with your empathic abilities? Like, how comfortable are you with controlling and utilizing your empathic abilities? So that means like energy boundaries or energy clearing. Do you feel like you're able to control how much you take on other people's energy, or how much you keep your own energy boundaries and things like that? So looks like we've got, right now the top is kind of comfortable at 50%, not comfortable is 24%, very comfortable is 19%, and totally professional is 10%. That's awesome. I'm glad to see that there's some totally professional people in here, and that there's some not comfortable people in here. That's totally great. So we have a range. Okay, I'm liking this poll thing, so I have one more question for you guys. So kind of comfortable was the winner there. Most people are kind of comfortable. And last question for you. How in touch are you with your intuition to make decisions for yourself and confidently fulfill your life's purpose? So this is asking about you, your personal intuition for yourself. How in touch do you feel? Like how well can you do a reading like this for yourself in your own life? So again, we've got a lot of action here in the middle. Not in touch at all is at about 8%, a little is at 67%, very in touch is at 25%. So most people are saying a little bit. So they feel like, it sounds like a lot of you are saying you're a little bit in touch with your intuition, but not super in touch with your intuition. Well, that was fun. Like I said, that was my first time doing that, and I really like doing that. So guys, if you were one of those people who said, yes, you're an empath, you said that you have maybe just a little bit comfortable with your empath abilities, and you said maybe you're just a little bit in touch with your intuition to make decisions. I have something for you that I want to tell you about tonight, and I think that you're going to like it. And like I said, I'm going to answer a couple more questions too after this, so stick around for that. But I want to share with you something new that I am just announcing tonight for the very first time, and that is a new community that is called the Confident Empath Community. Hold on, I'm going to share my screen with you guys and show you the page that I just created for it. Here we go. All right. Okay, so here's me being confident. Here is me being confident on this page. So this is my community, and I'm going to talk about this for a few minutes. I'll answer any questions you guys have, and then I will continue doing the readings too. But I want to make sure that you guys know about this because it's brand new, and this is an awesome, awesome project. So this is for empaths, and I want to show you how you can turn your sensitivity into a superpower and really become a confident empath. So I want you to be able to move up on those questions that I just asked you about. I want you to be able to say that you're very in touch with your intuition to make your own decisions. And I want you to be able to say you're very, very comfortable or totally professional with handling your empath energies and abilities. You have great energy boundaries and you know exactly what to do with your empath body and personality. So what it is, here is what you get when you become a member of the Confident Empath community. This is a monthly membership program. So every month we're going to have 2 live Q&A calls, and those are going to be just like we're having right now. We won't have this part because it'll already be for members. But if you've enjoyed this session that we've had tonight, that is going to happen twice a month for members of the Confident Empath community. So as you can see, I know a lot of people commented that they got a lot out of, listening to other people's questions and asking their questions and connecting with each other. So that's going to be twice a week, twice a month that we're going to be doing those. We're also going to do 1 workshop every month. And so that's going to be, and members are going to vote on the topic. So if you become a member, you're going to help me decide what the workshop should be for this month. I'm actually going to be doing one. I'm planning to do one next week. We'll see exactly what the date works out. So if you want to join the community, you can help me decide what the workshop's going to be next week. So we can talk about energy clearing, energy boundaries, angels, chakras, you know, life purpose, things like that. Other things you'll get is a community connection, which is awesome. We're going to have a Facebook group. So a lot of you guys are in my Empath Oasis Facebook group, but this one is going to be smaller, more intimate. I'm going to spend more time in there. We're going to have more of a connection. So it'll be really cool when we do the Q&A calls. You'll be able to connect with each other inside the Facebook group to, you know, support each other in your goals. You'll also get 25% off anything else that I offer, including private readings and healings, other courses and programs that I offer, and a lot of other fun stuff that's going to be coming out later this year. So you'll get 25% off everything. And you'll get access to all of my past workshops. I've done workshops on oracle cards, angels, life purpose, all that kind of stuff. You'll be able to go and watch those anytime you want. So the cost is $44 a month. You can cancel anytime as you keep the subscription as long as you want. And that is how it works. Any questions on this before I tell you about the bonus for people who join on the, I'll just go ahead and spit it out. For people who join in the next 48 hours. You are going to be the first people to join the Confident Empath community. And because of that, I want to, here, let's put it back to my face. So I will tell you the bonus. I will spit it out. Because of that, I want to offer you the chance to join the Empath community, be one of the first people to join, and to get a 30-minute private reading with me for free. So that is $100 value. So this, and I want to give that to the first people who join the community because I want to get to know you better. I want to know what's going on with you. I want to get feedback about the community. And so that's what I'm offering. So for $44, guys, you can get a month's worth of time with me in the Empath community and 30 minutes of my time, which is $100 value. So you're getting $144 of value for only $44. So if you have liked the readings that you're getting tonight, if you would like 30 minutes of my undivided attention for $44, really, like, this isn't, like, I asked the angels, I was like, do I really need to, like, is that a good idea for me to give away $100 worth of bonus time? And they said, yeah, they said it's going to be really good for me to bond with my first community members and have a good time together. So if you're interested in that, I'm going to put the link here to make sure everybody knows where they can go. It's delightvoss.com/CEC for Confident Empath Community. So it's in the chat. It is also going to be going out to you in email as well, so you can take a look at all of the details there. So, and again, the price is $44 a month. So it is, I'm super excited to be offering this to you guys because my price right now for one-on-one session with me for an hour is $200. And I know I've heard from a lot of people that that is hard for them to afford. And I totally get it. Like, that was hard for me to afford too when I was teaching and stuff like that. So super excited to be able to offer more connection to people inside of the Q&A calls and the Facebook group at a price that's a lot more affordable for you guys with more consistent access to me. So, and the angels, of course, it's not just about me, it's about the angels and it's about us growing as empaths. So Elsie's asking, what time will the workshops be? Yes, so that's a great question, Elsie. This is another reason to go ahead and join as soon as possible because you guys, the first members who join the CEC, the Confident Empath community, are going to get to decide what time the workshops will be. I was thinking that they would be on Tuesdays, like the first and third Tuesday of the month. Like right now we're on the first Tuesday. So this was kind of like what we would do on the first Tuesday. But we're going to see what happens with the time zones because we have people from all over the world are part of my community. And so I'm thinking maybe I'm just gonna have people vote inside of the group to see, do we want 2 different times for, you know, on each Tuesday so that more people have the chance to be live? Or do we want, is it okay to do like the same time, and some people can't make it live, but they can pre-submit questions like they did today. So that's part of the Q&A calls inside of the community, guys, just FYI too. Just like I did today, I'll take some live questions and I'll take some pre-submitted questions too, just as I'm guided by the angels. So if you can't make it live, that's okay. You can pre-submit questions and set your intentions, and you'll still get a lot out of it. Okay, so any other questions about that? Making sure you have the link. Marie says, thank you for the insightful answer to her vague question. Good, I'm glad I was able to help. I'm definitely gonna think I'm gonna do 2 more. I'm gonna go over a little bit. So if you have to go, if you set aside exactly 60 minutes to talk to me today, that's okay, I understand. But I'm feeling like I'm gonna do 1 more for a live viewer and 1 more of a recorded viewer. So any other questions about the Confident Empath community? I would love to answer for you. Let me just double check here. All right, so I'm seeing a few people asking questions in the chats, but I am going to choose from the ones that are inside of the Q&A. So, hey there, Claudia. Sorry you couldn't make it for the whole session. You'll be getting a replay so you can hear some earlier messages. Okay, I'm going to ask the angels to go ahead and guide me towards choosing the best person. Oh, they're saying it's somebody who wrote in. All right, you guys who were here live, you're gonna have to wait in a little bit more suspense here. They're saying to go to somebody who wrote in ahead of time first. Let's see here. I read through them earlier and I saw something really interesting. What was it? Oh, this was it. I love this question. This is from either Adriana or Adriana from Colombia. I'm going to go with Adriana because she's from Colombia, so I'm assuming it's Spanish pronunciation. So Adriana is asking, what can I do in order to attract more clients? So I love this one because we haven't had a business question yet, and I love the way she asked it. She asked it in a really empowering way. Okay, and I'm immediately reaching for angel therapy cards. So this is for all of the light workers and healers, Reiki people and card readers and all of that here. I think you guys can get something out of this. What can you do to attract more clients? Ooh, I like this. All right, this says cut your cords. And this is Archangel Michael with his sword. So it says here, ask Archangel Michael to clear any old attachments to fear that stem from past relationships, freeing you from destructive patterns. So there's a lot of things here. The first thing I got specifically for you, Adriana, is that you might have some cords with clients, past clients, that might not be the best for you. You might have clients who haven't valued you, haven't wanted to pay you what you're asking. I hate that phrase, pay you what you're worth when it comes to business. That's like equating your value as a human being with money, which no, that's yucky. But so maybe you have clients who haven't wanted to pay you what you're asking them for, or maybe they kind of want to push it and like go beyond the scope of what you'd agreed, like they're not respecting your boundaries, things like that. So you might have some clients like that, and then now is the time to cut the cords and say, I don't think I'm the right practitioner for you, and let them go. Other times you might need to cut cords could be with, let's say you have somebody in your life is not supportive of your business. Let's say your husband. I'm just getting that. I don't know if that's true for you, but a lot of people do have that problem where a spouse or a parent or somebody is not supportive. So this is also really useful to just ask Archangel Michael. You can just, in your mind, so you can say, think or write, and you can say, Archangel Michael, please cut any negative energetic cords between me and X person. And just picture him with his sword of light. And it doesn't have to be super violent or crazy, but he's just gonna cut any cords. And he does not cut, this does not end the relationship. This does not sever the cords that connect you as human beings in love. This is cutting cords of negative energy that neither of you need, okay? So cutting cords with Any clients who haven't worked out, any clients who've possibly given you bad reviews, or even have just put some strange things in your mind about your business or your value. Cutting cords with them, cutting cords with anybody else who doesn't support you, cutting cords, cutting out to like any limiting beliefs you have about your business or your ability to be successful. So cutting all of those things and asking Archangel Michael to cut them for you, that is really going to help you to attract more clients, because you're going to make space for those clients. And then visualizing, what is your ideal client? What is the person that you're really wanting to work with? Like I've done this exercise before. I've just like written out, what is my ideal client? I did this for the Confident Empath community. What is, who is this for? Who is my ideal person to join this community? And I hope that, what I created here is what that person is looking for. So speaking of that, I'll go ahead and plug that again before I do the last question of the night. It is open for enrollment. This is the very first time I've ever talked about it. So if you're like, what are you talking about? You can go to delightboss.com/CEC for Confident Empath Community. And the whole point of it is to do things like this 3 times a month, and get to know each other better inside of Facebook and inside of this community, and just support each other. And me too. I mean, this is really for me to be supportive, because I learn a lot from you guys. So it's just working together to be confident, healthy, happy empaths instead of frazzled, crazy, like energy, blah, and overwhelmed. That's the word, overwhelmed empaths. So that is what the community is for. It's $44 a month. And if you join in the next 48 hours, that means you have until Thursday night. You will get a 30-minute reading for free, which is $100 value. So you will get $100 towards a 30-minute reading with me, private one-on-one reading. So if you have asked a question here and I didn't have a chance to answer it tonight, sign up for that. It's $44. So that's less than half the price of a regular 30-minute reading with me. And you're getting, not only you're getting access to the Confident Empath community, but you're also getting that reading. So it is a seriously awesome deal for you guys. I'm super excited to do. I'm hoping that I'm going to do lots of 30-minute readings. It's going to be super fun to get to know you guys better. So last question of the night, angels. Who else? Okay. I'm seeing a comment saying no money until the end of the month. How long is this offer for? So the program, the community is going to be open till the end of the month, I believe, but the bonus offer of the free 30-minute reading is only for the next 48 hours. So you'll still be able to join the community later on if it's not possible right now. But so keep it in mind. All right, so Kevin Keel, are you still here? Looks like a lot of people are still here. I see 24 viewers are here live. So Kevin's here. All right. I'm feeling drawn to Kevin's question. So let's talk about this one. Oh, and Julie's question. Julie, are you still here? Julie put in a really great question too. So I was going to just do one more. Maybe I'm going to do 2 more. Let me see if Julie's here first. All right, let's focus on Kevin. Will my current partner be the person I marry, and is he the right guy? Okay. I'm going to correct your phrasing of this just a bit, Kevin. I don't love a question that says, will I? Because it's implying that you don't have a choice and you don't have power here. And also it's implying that the future is set in stone, which it's not, because you really have a lot of choice here, which is sometimes not what you want to hear. Sometimes you want to hear, like, you want someone else to tell you what to do, right? I feel that way sometimes too. I just freaking tell me what to do and I'll do it. But that is not the path that you chose before you came into this life and this body. You chose to choose. So you have to make those choices for yourself. Will your current partner be the person that you marry? Do you want him to be the person that you marry? I think it's too soon to tell for you. Honestly, I think that you want the certainty, you want a yes or no question, but it's too soon to tell. And so here's what I'm going to say to your question is continue to check in with Archangel Uriel. He's coming through really strongly for everyone who's listening today. Archangel Uriel is going to help you to make a wise decision. Archangel Raphael has also come through really strongly today, and he's going to help you in matters of the heart and matters of love. So calling on those two consistently and asking them every day, you know, for guidance, and just saying like, please show me the next step, show me the right step, visualizing what you want your ideal relationship to look like, and then comparing, like, is this guy doing it for me? That kind of thing. So I think that this is an excellent opportunity for you to begin to work with the angels around this topic and listen to your guidance and your intuition and your gut in order to make that decision. So I wouldn't want to tell you yes or no, because you get to go through this yourself, if that makes sense. So again, it's probably not exactly what you wanted to hear, but that's what they want to tell you. Okay, so Julie's question I really liked. It's kind of long, but I'm going to read it to everybody here. Julie said, what's blocking me from having my life desires dreams from coming forth at this time? She says, note, I feel truly blessed with all I have, but I strongly feel like I'm meant to do and have more. I'm feeling blocked. I ask the angels questions, but I'm unable to recall my dreams / get signs / messages that they are sending me. Is it a life path or career change? She says, I'm confused. I'm needing clear answers and clarification, please. All right. So I like this question because, well, I mean, there's a lot going on here. So as I was reading that, Julie, what came through is your sense of self-esteem is what's blocking you. And I know this because I have had the same, like, as I was reading it, it flashed through my mind, like, I just had that very similar feeling recently, within the last few months. And I felt blocked, and I felt like, you know, I'm meant to do more and have more, and I have these dreams, but it's not flowing, it's not working. What am I doing wrong, kind of thing. And that's what I realized through a conversation with my grandfather, actually, which was really interesting, that I had to admit to myself that I did not have good self-esteem. You know, I kind of go through phases in life where I've had better self-esteem, but as an empath, it's really, really hard to have strong self-esteem because you feel crazy sometimes. I don't know if you guys can relate to that. As an empath, you can feel just crazy. And so it's hard to keep your sense of self-worth and self-value when other people around you are completely dismissing your perceptions of the world because they don't understand you, because they can't, because they're muggles. So if you like Harry Potter, I love to use that phrase. So for non-empathic or non-intuitive people who are just like 5 sensory people, they're muggles. They don't get it at all. So you can really easily lose your sense of confidence and your sense of self if you are easily influenced by these people, which a lot of times you are when you're an empath. So that is a huge part of it, is feeling like you don't deserve those good things that you want because your self-esteem isn't where it should be. And it's okay. Like, to me, I actually felt ashamed that I had low self-esteem. Like, I was in denial about having low self-esteem. And then I finally admitted it to myself. I admitted it to some other people too. And I cried, and I was just like, all right, so now I'm aware of this, like, what am I going to do about it? So let me show you a few things I did about it that have seriously, like, I can't even tell you, I feel so much better. And there's been quite a few things that have contributed to it, but here's one thing. I was at the farmer's market and I saw this. It's a really pretty little framed thing. It says, I am enough. So this is a sign. Like, I felt like this was a sign. So you're also, Julie, you're talking about not understanding signs. Like, I have this on my mind, like, what can I do? I just put this out there to the angels. What can I do to improve my self-esteem, my self-worth? And then I went to farmer's market, and here's this. Super cute. It was like $10. It was handmade. I just loved it. So I bought it. And then I felt guided to put it on my altar, which is right behind me here. Put it on my sacred altar and put some crystals around it. So some of the crystals I put near it, I actually looked in my crystal book for what crystals are really good for self-esteem. One is citrine. Another one is jet. and another one is sunstone. So there's definitely more, but these are the ones that I had on hand. So I put these next to my I am enough and set that intention that these were going to help me bring in that feeling and really believe that I am enough and have even better self-esteem and confidence. And it's like that small thing alone. I mean, there's definitely been other things because I've put out that energy and I've been manifesting that and attracting that, like things that make me feel more and more confident and more valuable as a human being. So I encourage you to go on that journey of finding your, like really feeling your own self-worth and your own self-esteem. And as far as I think that you're feeling like you're not getting the messages from your angels, like signs and dreams and things like that. I think that you are blocking them by saying that. So stop saying that. You wanna put on an energy of being open to those, and a lot of times it's gonna feel like a nudge. It's gonna feel like a pull towards something, like I felt seeing this at the farmer's market. It's gonna feel like an attraction to something. It's not gonna feel like, you might not get a dream. You might not get a sign. You might not get angel numbers. You might not get a power animal. You might not get a rainbow. You know, I don't know. Maybe you'll just see something. You'll be like, huh, that's interesting. You feel curious about it. You feel interested in it, and then you follow it. So try that. See where that takes you, and just be open. Don't shut down and say I can't see the signs, because that is going to block you for sure. So just let your angels and guides know. Picture your heart opening and say, angels and guides, I'm open to receiving your messages. Okay, so I hope that helps you. I feel like I went on a little bit of a rant there, but I don't even remember what I said, so I think that means I was channeling. So that's a good thing. Awesome. All right, so guys, so I hope you enjoyed tonight. Again, reminder, the Confident Empath community is open. You get a $100 bonus of a 30-minute reading with me, private reading, where you get my undivided attention. If you sign up in the next 48 hours, go to, let me put this in the chat again, delightsvoss.com/CEC for Confident Empath community. Oh, thank you, Elsie. You're so sweet. You're welcome, Shauna. You're welcome, Lindy. I would love to see you guys inside of the Confident Empath community, because we're going to do this twice a month. Plus, we're going to do a workshop where I teach you something more specifically with slides and PowerPoints and worksheets and all that kind of fun stuff too. So if you have any questions at all about it, feel free to email me. Just reply to any of the emails you've gotten from me, and I will look forward to talking to you more later. Bye, everybody.